Right, welcome back. 2 weeks on, 2 weeks pain for 2 months gain, remember? Looking pretty good. Let's take a look at the journey of how we got here, and then we'll get on with cutting it. So even though we've only cut it on Tuesday, and I cut it on number 2 on the hater on Tuesday, I've cut it again this morning, or this afternoon actually, Saturday, and we took off a full box. So in that, you know, if we'd have just fed it without doing that, we'd have left all that on there. So now we've got all that off, we've got it a little bit shorter, and now it's time to go on with some feed. So let's get that done. So, just sprayed Galactic and Steller, and what I've also done is just put a little bit of nitrogen in there just to give the lawn something to go at straight away. Keith's going to water it straight away because we've got a gathering or a party next weekend, so this needs to look smart for then, so I'm cutting it fine. So I just want to get that little bit of extra nitrogen on there just so it comes up a little bit quicker. What else have I done? Put the feed on. Just again, just because we're in a bit of a rush, I've actually used the Rigby Taylor 22, the 22.513 or whatever it is, the Convert Gold, and again, it's going to get us up quicker, hopefully in a way, because I know that releases quicker than the ICL because the polymer's not as good. So that'll hopefully next weekend we'll be looking spot on. So we'll see you then. Right, so it's Wednesday evening. We're back 8 days after we scarified this part and verticut that part. We came on Saturday, as you've just seen, and fed and sprayed this with Galactic and Steller. Let's get it cut today. I think it's going to be really good. I'm really impressed with how quick it's worked. So we'll get the rotary on it and then the cylinder, and we'll see how it looks after. I'm just going to put a picture up now of how it looked last Tuesday after we've finished, and then see the results now. I think you'll agree, pretty impressive. Results. I think you'll agree, that looks pretty mint. Sorry about the wonky lines, but we'll straighten those up with a cylinder. Can't believe only 8 days ago it looked like that. And here we are. So we've had cool temperatures as well. Yep, just stretching it. I think you'll agree, that looks pretty smart. So far so good, nothing much to say. I'll show you up close in a sec and you can have a look. It's not brilliant up close, but that's what you'd expect. We're waiting for that new growth to come through to drown out all the old thatchy looking grass that's there. So I'll show you that now and then we'll call this one done. Oh, just while I'm grabbing the camera, we'll have a look over here as well. So I did the overseeding again with the Jack's Magic last week. So this is a week on from, well, 8 days on, but it's a week on from seeding because I did that the next day on the Thursday. And we've got all the new grass seed just starting to come through. So plenty of that. So I know it looks a little patchy, but I've not done anything to this other than water it and use the feed that's in the Jack's Magic and the initial compost tea and Steller that we put on pre-seeding. So I'm really encouraged by this week's growth. It's been very cool. We've not had hardly any sunshine or any heat really. The last 2 days have been really, really cold, especially at night. So I'd expect that to slow down a little bit. But on the whole, we're getting there. We're not rushing that. We're not rushing it just for the sake of it. So let's show you up close on here. So you can see still very brown and patchy, which is what you'd expect after the scarify, but what happened is this will just die back and then the new growth created by the feed will come through. So it's kind of like, it looks good from up there, but down here it does look pretty barren, and it's just the way the light's shining. You can see that it doesn't look like that when I'm looking at it with my naked eye, just that's the way the camera's picking it up. If it did look like that from up here, I would be mortified, but I'm not. I'd see if I can make it look like, because sometimes these cameras are that good, they pick up everything. So I don't hide, this is how it is. I'll show you a picture of Old Trafford last year if you want, and I'll show you what that looked like. So when I was walking over it, and that's Old Trafford was in the football, and you'll see like how that looked. So we'll just keep watering it. And like I said, they got an event at the weekend, so we want it looking smart. So I'm pleased, and you know, we're looking for the long game. We're not in it just for like this weekend. We've got to let it evolve. When that feed kicks in a couple of weeks, it's going to be a bit slower this time of year because it's cooler. So I think in a week we'll be in a far better place, and I'll show you then. So that's it from me. Remember, have a go yourself. 2 weeks pain for 2 months gain, and I'll see you next time. Welcome back, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks pain for 2 months gain, remember? Looking pretty good. So I thought I'd mix it up and I'd go left to right today with the rotary, doing broad stripes, and then following that I will go over that with the cylinder on the double stripes, going up and down. Okay, so I've just cut it with the cylinder, didn't do a time lapse because I wanted to surprise you, and look at that, absolutely beautiful, what a triumph. So remember, do it yourself, have the confidence, you know it's going to come back. Yeah, you might think at some point it's not going to happen, but just keep watering, and most importantly keep cutting, and this is what you'll end up with. Right, welcome back. 2 weeks tomorrow we've had this, a total transformation behind me, so looking forward to cutting this. As you'll have seen, I've cut it a few times already, so let's get the machines out and let's crack on. Right, so we just cut that with the rotary. It was quite a bit longer than I'd like to go on with the cylinder straight away because it would have just flattened that leaf. So I went on it with the rotary just to take the tops off, and then we'll go on it with the cylinder, and hopefully you'll see the difference between the two finishes. As you can see at the minute, it doesn't look very good, it's very lush because of all the rain we've just had, and then that's flattened the grass down, which I don't really want, but there's nothing you can do. So we'll go on it with the cylinder now. It's just set up over there, and you'll see the difference. hopefully you can see the difference with the cylinder now. I've just had to change the angle because the light's shining better on it this way. You can see how I've just polished those tips up and been able to get it shorter, so we've defined the stripe a bit more. Just wish the sun was out and then I could show you. So it's been 2 weeks of pain, but hopefully now we're going to have 2 months of gain. It's a little bit longer than I'd like at this point, just because of the rain we've had yesterday. I don't want to go off too much because if we take too much off at once, it's going to go all hazy and yellow, even though we've cut it with the cylinder as well, especially when it's wet. So we'll just do it in increments. I can come back over the weekend and do it this weekend because I've got time. And let's keep trying to get that grass down, and hopefully as it dries out, it'll strengthen up a little bit because it is a little bit weak at the moment, like I say, with all that water going on. So have a go yourself. You've just seen me do it. I've not used anything you haven't got in your armoury or access to. No chemicals or anything like that you can't get your hands on. So it's there to be done. You just got to believe in yourself and have the confidence to do it and get it done soon before you run out of time, because I don't want a lot of horrible lawns on my hands where you're saying, oh, you didn't give us enough time, you posted the vid too late and I did it and I've made a mess and the wife now won't leave me alone. So hope you've enjoyed this one and I'll see you soon. So before I go, let's just complete our checklist. Have you subscribed? Check. Liked? Checked. Twitter? Check. Instagram? Check. Daniel Hibbert, Lawn Expert, Geek Haven on Facebook? Check. Job complete.